Hey guys, my name is Shai, and this is a pick a card reading. As you can see up on your screen, you have these three portals in the sky, these three rings in the sky. You're welcome to pick your message based on which ring, which portal, which circle is drawing you in. If you would prefer to pick from the cards, there will be timestamps in the description box where you can skip to the card selection. I think I will go ahead and let you pick, and I will see you guys all in your readings. All right, this is the reading for card number 1. Number 27 with empowerment. I'm really kind of laughing to see number 27 because 27, as you probably know, is the number of Saturn. And I have been thinking a lot about Saturn in Aquarius just this morning. Not really sure why. The time I'm filming this, Saturn is in Aquarius. And we actually just had, I think it was Venus trine Saturn in Aquarius, and that brought about a really kind of strange and sudden focus on relationships, trying to decide if you are deepening a connection or if you're cutting off a connection, doing a lot of discerning about what relationships are for you, what relationships are empowering for you. And of course, this is a timeless reading that is for you no matter when you receive this, but this kind of surprising reevaluation of relationships, and this is not just romantic relationships. This is any kind of interpersonal relationship. This can include like business relationships, professional relationships, friends and family, and everything you can possibly think of, even relationships with different interdimensional beings, your spirit guides, different energies you've been connecting with, different even aspects of yourself. You're essentially trying to decide if these relationships are empowering for you, and if you want to deepen the relationship or if you want to pull your energy back from the relationship. And this is part of a Saturnian lesson, so that can make it feel, not exactly the most light and carefree experience you've had lately. That there is a little bit of an edge of seriousness to it. So I'm going to read you when I finish the reading, I'm going to read you the blurb from the book on this one, because I think that will have some messages in there for you. But first, let's draw some tarot. And I'm really distracted because on my bookcase, which is right over here, just outside of the camera, there is a book on my shelf that is sticking out. There is never a book on my shelf sticking out. My books are always nicely pushed in and lined out, but there is a book sticking out, and it is driving me crazy, and I don't know how it got stuck out. I think it was actually someone who came into my house over the past few days, and I think they were looking through my books, and they pulled a book out and left it out. Now I have to see what one it is. Okay, so I don't know. I'm just gonna show you this. This is The Shaping of Middle Earth by Tolkien. And for those of you who do not know, I am a massive Tolkien nerd. That is mostly what is on my bookcase over here. This is one of the books that J.R.R. Tolkien's son, Christopher Tolkien, published after Tolkien had passed, and it is kind of rough drafts and commentary, kind of the writing of some of his books. And I mean, this is very specific. I don't know, maybe this means something to one person watching this. Maybe some of the words on this book mean something to somebody. I just had to show this just to put that out there because it was sticking out and it was really, really distracting. So, but the shaping of Middle Earth, and that is kind of what you are doing here, is shaping your life, right? Crafting your life. What kind of life do you want to craft for yourself, right? What kind of life do you want to craft for yourself? And, actually, since that book, it's not like final published material. It's a lot of rough drafts and then people doing commentary on rough drafts. So I think that might be a kind of background message for you guys, letting you know that everything in your life is essentially a rough draft. And think about how you go through writing drafts when you write anything. You write one version and then you are free to rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it, sometimes improving it, but sometimes the second or third draft, sometimes it can be worse, and sometimes you go back and redraft it again. But you can write as many drafts of your life as you choose. And sometimes there's a big focus on relationships here, right? But this could also be playing out in terms of career or some other type of external energy that you're interacting with. And so just be aware that you are writing a new draft for your life right now, and you need to decide like what are the good things, what parts want to come with you into the new draft, and what things are you just going to leave out entirely. Okay. So I do have the whole deck upside down, but I will take this card in reverse because it's the Three of Cups, and this really, really fits the theme. The Three of Cups in reverse is... because the Three of Cups upright is a lot of fun and celebration and partying with people that you love, right? But in reverse, there's a pulling away from that, So this is telling me that for many of you, this could be some kind of pulling away from a friend or family group, right? Because that's why I want to emphasize that this is not just a romantic thing. This is not just about romance. And in fact, if you're in a romantic relationship and you're wondering, like, is this reading telling you to pull away from your partnership? But really not, absolutely not necessarily, because we have the Three of Cups in reverse, which is such more of a family and friends, like community oriented thing, right? Temperance. So the Three of Cups, we got Temperance. With the Temperance card, that is another kind of energy of curating and selecting, because something is getting ready to level up. But can you level up with all of the energy that you have around you, right? Can you level up with all of the energy that you have around you, or does some of that energy need to be cut out? Does some of it need to be transformed? Does some of it need to be transmuted? Ace of Swords. Yeah. So yeah, you are definitely rethinking something, but, and you are coming into this new idea. But actually, if you look at this Ace of Swords, we have a knot, like a knot of ropes in the middle, but doesn't that really look like a brain? We have all of these cords and ropes all coming off of this brain, and you're holding this Ace of Swords, you're holding Excalibur, you're holding the Sword of Truth, basically getting ready to decide what you're going to cut. And it's like with this, I can't emphasize this enough, is that there is no right and wrong answer here. There's absolutely no right or wrong answer. That's why this reading is not really about, you need to let this energy go, or you have to, leave this person behind you or anything like that. It's letting you know that this is your moment for discernment and reevaluation, and you're essentially deciding to let it go or to let it become stronger. Like, if this is playing out romantically for someone, then this is like, you're either gonna take your relationship to the next level, which could really easily be marriage or moving in together or having some kind of deeper level of commitment, right? You're either taking it to the next level or you're gonna go your separate ways. It's like, and there is no right or wrong to that. It's deciding, what do you want to do? Deciding what do you want to create for your future? What cords are you going to cut, and what cords are you going to reinforce? It's like, this is very interesting, actually. It's kind of like you are actually picking your upcoming paradigm. Especially somebody's trying to decide, like, what job to take, right? What path to take, and you're essentially designing the next paradigm that your life is going to be taking, and you decide what that paradigm is going to feel like, what's it going to be like, by deciding what energies come with you, and so the energies that you choose, just make sure you are choosing things that you like, choosing something that you want more of, because whatever you choose, there's going to be more of. Whatever you let go of, that's going to start to recede. So I don't really know if I'm going to have too much more to say on this, because it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so 10 of Wands, letting go of some type of burden. So this is a big clue. What feels burdensome to you, right? What feels burdensome to you? But it's funny, even with this, even with your burdens, because you might look at something and go, that is a burden, I need to cut it out. That is a burden, I need to let it go. And you absolutely could process this that way. You absolutely could say, okay, the burdens, I'm letting go of the burdens. But for some people in specific situations, it's actually about rethinking, redesigning, rebalancing the load, and actually discovering that you can carry this burden. And it's no longer, but in a way that it is no longer weighing you down, right? It's like you can redistribute the load. Just imagine if you have a really heavy backpack, or maybe you're just trying to carry a bunch of stuff and it's really, really awkward and you can't carry it all. But if you have a really good backpack, if you have a backpack that is like fit and designed for you, and it has the proper straps, right? And it has the proper padding, and you balance the load and you get that backpack all strapped up and strapped on, then sometimes you can carry way more than you would have thought. And you can go, wow, this actually feels really well balanced. And wow, now that I have these really good hiking boots, I can really carry this load. I can carry this heavy, heavy load on this expedition. And it's going to be fine because everything fits, everything is balanced, and I know that I'm only carrying what I need. Everything in this backpack is what I desire to bring with me. And from that perspective, it can be really easier to carry the load. And so something like this, see, imagine you're feeling kind of burnt out at work and you're trying to decide, should you quit your job, or should you should you stay, right? I mean, if you quit your job and go for something else, then that is a pretty easy to understand how the energy shifts. But say you're deciding to re-up a contract at work, you're I'm gonna work this job for one more year, but you're feeling burnt out. But it's, can you change the way you do your job, or can you change your own perspective? Can you find a way to shift the load, to transmute the burden? Can you find a way to transmute the burden? So suddenly going to work every day with this a little bit different perspective, right? Maybe you're just gonna like pull your energy back a little bit, and that might actually make you better at your job by being less invested. This is interesting, being less invested at your job, just gonna go, okay, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna do everything I need to do, right? I'm not gonna get myself into trouble, I'm gonna be respectful to my boss and my coworkers, but I'm just not gonna be that invested. I'm just gonna kind of go and do everything I need to do. I'm gonna still do a good job, but I'm not gonna worry about anything because this is just a job and I know I can quit at any moment. And you're just gonna kind of really just be going with the flow and not worrying about it too much. That can make your job a lot easier to deal with, right? And if in a relationship, any type of interpersonal relationship, maybe somebody has for some reason been a kind of burden to you. Maybe they, like, this could be just as one example in a romantic relationship. Maybe your partner has been going through some kind of hard time, right? Maybe whatever's going on in their life has been putting some type of burden on you. I mean, this is also for family, right? You're somebody that you're with, their life is causing you burdens, right? Maybe they're sick and they haven't been able to work. Maybe they've been out of work because pandemic. Maybe they are struggling emotionally, and that's causing, whenever you're in a caregiving role in a relationship, that puts a lot of strain on you. But of course, you're trying to be there, trying to be supportive, and you're not ready to give up on this person, right? But you're kind of in this burden situation. Or maybe there's just something that you guys are working through together in your relationship. Like maybe this other person seems to be asking a little bit too much from you sometimes, or maybe it feels like there's some kind of lack of balance, or there's some kind of incompatibility, but really deep down you're saying, like, I'm not ready to throw in the towel in this relationship yet, right? Like, I still see that if we can just work through this, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that we can get to we can make it over this rough patch, right? So this is very specifically for someone who really knows that you're not ready to give up on this relationship, and you know that this is just a thing that you're working through together, and you're really committed to working on this together. This is like, you can transform your perspective on that, and you can continue to carry the burden. Like if you have to do more work around the house because your partner is incapable of doing some of the physical labor, right? Maybe you can find a way to get okay with that. You can find a way to carry that burden without it exhausting you. If your relationship is like making it so that you have to pay more money, right? Maybe you're financing things for them right now. But at the same time, you're sure they're not just taking advantage of you, right? This is like a thing where you're in this, maybe you're married, right? Or you're in a marriage, like, committed relationship, and it's not about one person taking advantage of the other. This is about one person really being there for the other person when they're going through a rough time, right? You really have to know that this is like what the real situation is here. You can change your perspective on this and go, okay, like, I am really fully committed here, and I'm willing to I'm not like really describing exactly what this is like. There's a way of transmuting the burden and making the burden lighter so that you can still carry it, right? Of going like, okay, okay, so the key here is actually finding the compassion that you need to see it through. Finding compassion for the other person, finding compassion for yourself, finding compassion for all who struggle in this human life, which is everyone, right? Finding compassion, finding compassion. Compassion can lift you up and buoy you up and make it so you can carry this burden, right? Make it so you can carry this burden. Finding the compassion, because your compassion will empower you, right? Your compassion will empower you. And that's at the end of the day, this whole scenario that you're in, no matter what this is telling it's guiding you through this process of accessing more compassion within you, because your compassion is what will empower you to carry the burden and see this through. And your compassion will also allow you to any energy, right? Any person, place, thing, thought, idea, whatever that you need to cut out, that you're leaving behind, that you're cutting away. You do this from a place of compassion, so you're no longer going like, this person is toxic and bad for me. It's just like, no, I just, this isn't for me. It's not for me for right now. I'm releasing this person with love. And I feel compassion for where they are in life, even if they have done you wrong, even if they have lied, even if you just get really bad vibes, you're just releasing them with compassion. And compassion here is what makes all the difference, like entirely in this entire situation. So whatever situation you're in, it is an initiation of compassion. Initiation of compassion. So I'm going to read you this whole page because I have a feeling this has a message for you. So empowerment, card number 27. This is the Foxfire Kitsune Oracle, by the way. Within the realm of the Kitsune are beautiful ponds, still and tranquil, yet within them teems magical life. Amongst the beings who dwell there are the koi mermaids, who come to you now with their message of empowerment. You are becoming stronger, calmer, more staunch, and clear in your purpose and message. There is a direction you are now setting that will be reached. The koi mermaids help the koi to persevere, to meet their challenges with perseverance and courage, and a sense that every moment of dedication and learning will bring about the desired result. This is the card of the person who is moving towards a goal and even encountering setbacks, and so the koi mermaids come to you to ask you to continue, to cheer you on, and to acknowledge that the heroic journey you are undertaking is indeed worthwhile. While you are so focused on this task or goal, others around you see your work and are inspired in their own personal quest. You are beautiful in your tenacity, and every step of the way sees you grow. It may feel at times as though the flow of the stream is against you, but this is not the time to go with the flow. It is time to make your own way through the waters of life, even if others seem to be heading in a different direction. It is not time for the easy path. You will carve your own way through the waters, for you are on your way to a great good fortune, prosperous times, and an enriched sense of what you are capable of. All right. Card number 1, that is the end of your messages. Sending you guys so much love and light. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, card number 2. Let's find out what the oracle card is, and then we're going to get more tarot cards. And I'm not going to read these in reverse. So this is Be Still a While. Be still a while. This card is like the Hanged Man or the Four of Swords. This is a card of a great pause, a great stillness. And I'm listening to myself talk, and I don't know why I'm saying great, because I didn't really, on a mental human level, I didn't really mean it to sound that dramatic or like that this is a really big pause, but maybe this is for some of you, right? Maybe this really is a big pause for some of you, but it can go either way. Maybe you're on a pause just for today, just for a few hours, maybe, but I really feel like for at least 75% of people who ultimately see card number 2, this reading here, this message is telling you that you are on a kind of longer term pause. A longer term, maybe it feels like a setback to some of you. Maybe it just feels like things are kind of boring or up in the air or uncertain for a while. But this is definitely a longer term, and by longer term, I'm meaning like weeks to months. It could be like almost a year, but kind of weeks to months, depending on, your situation. That is, of course, not everybody. This is like really, 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 because the timing thing here. It was funny. Just yesterday, I was having a conversation with somebody talking about how important everybody's own personal time experience is. How some people need to have a break between kind of life situations, life upgrades. Like some people need to take a lot of time between relationships. Some people need time between jobs, time between doing different degrees, time between different life events, right? It's different for everyone, and it is so idiosyncratic. So that's why I can't really give you, all of you, like a specific time estimate, because it's going to be really unique and different for everybody. But all I can say is that for many people watching this, this is a longer pause, but there's going to be deep, deep, deep soul purpose to that, right? Be still a while. This is a time of integration, right? Maybe you feel like you're in the cocoon. Maybe you feel like you're just waiting in between, but you're going to be finding a lot of rest, recuperation, recovery on the soul level here. And this is setting you up for the next phase. So Three of Cups in the Tower. That's funny because Three of Cups came up in the first reading too, and that this Three of Cups energy, this whole thing of like social groups, right? Social groups, interpersonal relationships. Oh, we got the Tower here. So this is funny because it's like a repeating message letting me know that this is really, really, really a thing that has been going on for so many people. You know, if you listen to the first reading, I was talking about how when I'm recording this, we just had Venus in Libra, trine Saturn in Aquarius, and that brought a lot of interesting reevaluations and changes in all types of interpersonal relationships. Like a lot of just people getting together and talking about their feelings, reconnecting and deciding, like, is this relationship for me, or are we, you know, like severing this kind of tie? And of course, this is a timeless reading for whenever you watch this, but that is just so much like imprinted to the background of this reading, this weird thing going on about reevaluating relationships. And you guys have had Three of Cups, the Tower, and then this Page of Cups. So to get the Tower going in on all of this, some kind of Tower moment has put you in this stillness. This is like a Tower moment that put you in the Hanged Man. Some of you maybe feel like you are one of these people like falling off the tower, and maybe you're almost like you're in suspended animation, like you're halfway between jumping off the balcony and hitting the ground, and you don't know how this is going to unfold yet. You don't know how this is going to unfold. This can also be, you know, this doesn't have to be playing out interpersonally for everyone. That is just such a theme of the week. It's hard for me to get away from it. But this could definitely be playing out in terms of just pure spirituality, right? For those of you who are really, really, really deeply invested in your spiritual journey, kind of where that is interwoven with every breath of your life. This is kind of like you could be feeling overwhelmed by the sheer like intensity and unexpectedness of mystical experiences, you know, with your third eye opening, connecting with new energies, or just having like your spiritual energy really manifest down into your physical life and causing disruptions. That's something interesting that happens, right? When you have a big awakening experience, when you're flowing into a deeper level of your consciousness, that really changes things in your physical life, right? You can't go through a massive spiritual awakening without having your physical life change, because your consciousness has changed. And when your consciousness has changed, your physical life must change. Of course, it can take weeks or months or even years for your physical life to reflect the change that your consciousness has created, but it does ultimately happen, and that causes all kinds of Tower moments. That is why Tower moments, you know, I love to see the Tower card. I love to see the Tower card because it means that the physical reality is changing and shifting and moving around to catch up and to align you with what is actually a match for your vibration, right? And this is taking you really, really good places with the Page of Coins. Okay, did I say Cups earlier? This is the Page of Coins. Page of Cups, Page of Coins, kind of similar, right? But the Page of Coins, this actually matches more what I was saying, which is funny because I thought I had drawn the Page of Cups, but it turns out, you know, I'm talking about your physical reality catching up to match your consciousness. That is really, really Page of Coins, which would be Page of Pentacles, right? Because the Page of Pentacles walks out into the physical world and sees that it is a brand new world, and sees that they are free to explore this brand new world, right? The brand new manifestation. So you guys will be exploring this new reality, but you will be doing it with new eyes, with the Fools at the bottom of the deck. So further confirmation of this, right? Right? You're walking out to explore your new reality, but first you got to let the dust settle. So this Tower moment, right? The ground is shifting beneath your feet. You're not quite sure what's happening, right? Maybe for some of you, this is playing out very, very, very much in the physical. For some of you, that you just have this really strange sense of unease or uncertainty, like this is still playing out in the level of your consciousness. it's okay, right? It's okay. Be still a while. Be still a while. Allow things to like take a deep breath and allow things to just see how things unfold. This is like, see how the cookie crumbles. See how the cookie crumbles. You don't need to decide anything today. You don't need to know anything today. You don't need to reply to any emails today. You don't need to figure anything out today. This is take a break. Take a break. You need to let the energy settle because so much is unsettled. So much is unsettled. And it would actually be like there's no this whole break, like for some of you, whenever there's like a be still type of card and the tower moment, that tells me some of you have had something happen. Not all of you, of course, but some of you have had something happen where you've been like forced into a break, forced into a pause. Maybe you just lost your job. Maybe you just went through a breakup. Maybe you just broke your leg. Maybe you just caught a cold, right? Maybe the weather is really bad and you're just stuck inside, right? Something has happened and forced you to stop, right? Something has happened and forced you to stop. And that is actually really benevolent divine protection because there's no point in you taking action right now, right? Maybe you hear a lot in spiritual circles of, don't forget the grounded action. It's so important to make the grounded action. And that is true a lot of the time, but that is not going to be true for you like right this second, right? Right this second for you, the message is, and the energy is to just stop, to take a break. It's like, imagine the path ahead of you is like literally dissolving and then being rebuilt. It's like, everything is shifting, right? It is shifting sands in front of you. So if you were to take action right this second, you'd be walking out into like shifting sands, right? And you might get somewhere, you might start something, you might do something, but everything is going to be different tomorrow. So there's just really no point in doing anything right now. And so taking action, making decisions, trying to figure things out, right? Maybe you're trying to figure out like, how am I going to pay for this, right? How am I going to pay for this? Or what am I going to do with all these people, right? If you've had personal drama where people around you are upset or having misunderstandings, right? Maybe you're trying to figure out how to resolve all that. It's like, no, that's something you need to wait. This is the strongest message of you need to wait that I have received in a very long time. So you need to wait because something is not done yet. It's like other people are waiting for their crap to resolve. The universe is like waiting for everything to fall into place. Like things are not ready yet. Like the cake is still baking, guys. So don't feel like you have to do anything. Some of you it's like don't do anything today. Some of you it's like don't do anything all week. Some of you it's like don't do anything for 6 months. But you will know, right? You will know when you start to feel this energy shift. I mean, if it doesn't matter if you read cards yourself, or if you just watch YouTube videos, right? When you stop seeing cards like the Four of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Tower, and all of these kind of like new beginning cards, when you start seeing cards coming through that are, more like, if you start receiving like the Knight, like the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Empress, the Emperor, the Magician, when you start seeing those type of energies, then thing is shifting. Kind of an unusual thing for me to tell you, but it's like when you start seeing cards of manifestation and action rather than just reset, rest, and exploration and new beginnings, that's when you know. So I think some of you are probably just asking, what if I don't know when the energy shifts, right? I'm sitting here telling you, you'll know when it shifts. And I do think that is true. I think you will know when the energy shifts. But if you do want to see an external reflection of that, you can see them. You can see these external reflections very easily. You'll just start seeing messages of movement, messages of solidification and solidarity and like crystallization. It's just you're not there right this second. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot else I can tell you guys because your message for right now is to literally just take a chill pill and tend to your own energy, tend to your own self. I'm going to get a couple extra cards just to give you some, like from a different deck, just to give you something here. Because I know that some of you could be feeling rather frustrated with this stillness, right? Frustrated with the stillness, frustrated with the feeling like people telling you not to do anything, right? Of course, you don't want to, if you're sitting there really, really, really going, I don't know what to do, I need some answers, I need direction, I need advice, and then you receive a message like this you find on a YouTube video and it's telling you not to do anything, that's of course, like, I get it, that's kind of irritating, right? So let me just get some cards here just to read the messages to you, just to see what they tell you. You might have to face people telling you no, right? You might find yourself, if you are reaching out to people, On a personal level, you might find that people are telling you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any advice for you. No, I can't meet up for coffee. No, I'm too busy. Sorry. Or no, this thing just isn't for me. No, I don't really feel like doing that. Right? You might have these recurring experiences of people telling you no. Please, 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 just understand that wherever that's coming from, that is part of the universe directing you back into this be still, It's not a personal rejection. It is not something that's going to go on forever. This is really just to keep you in this stillness. Yeah. Stay the course. You are moving in the right direction. So even though you're in this stillness, right? That is the right direction for you. And isn't that interesting? You can even think of a pause, a break, a stillness. That in itself is a direction, because your direction is actually going inwards. Right? Your direction is going inwards into yourself. You are moving in the right direction. This is also telling you that, like, this is all fine, right? This is all fine. This is all fine. Everything is right on point. Everything is right on point. I'm laughing at that card. I'm sorry. Also, if I'm just kind of feeling, if you've been watching this and you're still watching this, even though I've been talking about this big pause, this big stillness, if you're still watching this and it's not really about a big pause for you, because maybe things just feel boring. Maybe things just feel boring and you're like, should I quit my job? Should I quit my relationship, right? Should I break up? Should I make a big change? And so it's like maybe you still have some momentum in your life, you're still moving, but things just feel boring, right? Things feel stagnant, things feel stuck. Well, stay the course for now, right? You are moving in the right direction for now. When and if you need to make a big change, the Tower moment will make that change obvious to you. So I'm going to close my eyes to shuffle for this deck. And that one is going to be it. What do we have here? Opening my eyes. Oh, this beautiful card. It is the art from the deck. And the first time I saw someone read from this deck, I had to buy it because I saw this card, and this card was everything to me. And I first saw it on Consciousness Evolution Journey. That is a YouTube channel. The reader there, her name is Dee. I think she is amazing. I watch her readings several times a week. Consciousness Evolution Journey. You might have seen her. She has a pretty big channel. She has 2 channels, actually. I would absolutely recommend her to you guys, because I mean, she's just come up in my consciousness so strongly here. I think her readings are so beautiful and uplifting and always bring me the like calmness and sense of peace and stability. Like when I'm seeking that, when I feel like I can't find that, her videos always bring me right back to that. Anyway, so here is the message. What once seemed so right can suddenly feel strange. Words don't seem to flow the way they used to, and right now you don't know which way is the right side up. Ours is a time of spiritual advancement that is preceded by a leap in consciousness. On the worldly side of things, your actions may appear clumsy and out of character. Some may mistakenly think that you've lost your way. They may make suggestions to get you back on track. Say, thank you, I love you, I am safe in the arms of the divine. Then dig deep, and when presented with an opportunity, enter this rite of passage with all the passion you can muster. There is no need for you to compromise at such a poignant time of transformation, just to quiet the fears of others. Be gentle with yourself and try to move more swiftly towards bliss consciousness. Digging deep within yourself, guys. This is the tunnel to fairy. It is also the tunnel to the center of your heart, to the deep, deep inside yourself. Dig deep, deep, deep within, right? Digging deep within to find the wellspring at the center of your own consciousness. And that's going to be it for message number 2. Sending you guys so much love and light. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, card number 3. I feel the energy shifting here. Definitely feel the energy shifting here. I'm curious to see what is up with you guys. To dance with joy. That is really good, because the first 2 readings were kind of on the heavier side, not super heavy, kind of heavy, right? And I could feel the energy lightening up and shifting for you guys right before I even pulled your card. And here we go, to dance with joy, to dance with joy. We have this beautiful being here, all surrounded by red foxes, dancing, dancing, dancing. And I'm reminded of an experience I had one evening connecting with like a fox spirit. I have this connection to fox energy, and this fox spirit showed me like what it feels like to be a fox cub. What is a baby fox? A kit? Is it a fox kit? A baby fox, right? To be a baby fox and to just be able to run and jump and leap and like just run around with so much extreme exuberance and joy and euphoria. Like could you imagine being a baby fox running around a field, right? And just cackling and howling and chirping in that weird way that like foxes do, you know, the kind of strange sounds they make. And I could feel that energy coming like straight from my sacral chakra. Like I could feel this in my body. It was extremely visceral. And I was like, wow, to be a fox is so incredibly amazing because of the sheer joy, right? The joy that comes from that. And it really is connected to the sacral chakra. So definitely, throwing that out there, sacral chakra activation for you guys. And it's like sacral and root. This is like joy, joy, joy coming from your lower chakras, your root and your sacral. That might be a bit of a shift for you guys because this is like red ray joy. And just to take a minute and say, like Western cultures kind of have a specific way of looking at red, right? It is often like seen as kind of violent, kind of spooky, or sometimes like with an emphasis on the psychic or things that have already died, right? There's kind of this idea that red isn't always the most awesome color. But of course, in some other cultures, right, brides wear red. Red is this color of joy and good luck, right? So depending on, how you previously thought of the color red, just know that there is likely more associations to it that you can tune into. And as you are tuning into the higher frequencies of the color red and the color orange as well, and all of those kind of colors in between, peach and stuff, this is a really, really big healing to your lower chakras. And, I know the kind of people who typically watch my videos, vast majority of us have pretty damaged lower chakras or have had in the past, right? So I already can tell you that a lot of you guys really, basically all of you guys have been doing a lot of work on your lower chakras, whether you know it or not. And when you really experience a new level of vibrational frequency in your lower chakras, that changes your life on every single level, right? Every single level, because when your root chakra and your sacral chakra have upgraded, when they are suddenly at a higher vibrational level, well, that changes your entire life experience. It changes your experience in your body. It changes your experience connecting with the earth. It changes your experience connecting with others and with your emotions, like with your feelings, the way you feel your feelings, the way you the way you interact with others. And this is even like your sex life, your relationship with food, your relationship with sensory stimulation on every level. This is like really big. Your relationship with money, right? Your relationship with your career success, with feeling seen in the world, with feeling safe, walking the earth. This is really, really big. And so coming out of survival mode and into this joy mode, right? I don't even know why I'm shuffling this deck. I don't think I'm gonna get. Okay, apparently I am. Gonna get you one more card from this deck because this was already from this deck. Past lives, and here we have the fox again. This is very, very Victorian looking. That's interesting. So somebody watching this is probably kind of specific to a couple of people. Somebody watching this has a past life in the Victorian period. Maybe not necessarily specifically, England, right? This could have been the late 1800s in the eastern seaboard of North America. This could be in other European countries. But that kind of Victorian period, that Victorian vibe of being kind of upper crust, right? And wearing really uncomfortable clothes, right? Wearing corsets or having to wear top hats and all of the different stuff. And so obviously not all of you have had past lives in this kind of Victorian era or energy, but even if you haven't, the themes here are still relevant for you. You could be connecting to some other kind of past life. But so basically the themes here are like being tied up in ropes by social expectations, being tied up in ropes by internalized social expectations. Just think of the Victorian period, right? Like how you behaved in public was so tightly controlled. There were so many social expectations about, what was considered proper behavior. And anybody who acted outside of proper behavior were, that was like almost unthinkable, right? That was almost unthinkable. So the thing is here, so for somebody, you are essentially unwinding and untangling all of these inherited past life social expectations. And so for some of you, this is coming specifically from some kind of Victorian type of culture. For others of you, this is just generally past life things where you are untangling the limitations that you've inherited from your past life, specifically from past lives where you were under higher degrees of social control. And it's like this social conditioning from past lives has essentially like leftover programming inside of your own mind. And so in your life, when you're sitting around living your life, you have these unconscious, these are like even deeper than subconscious, these are unconscious like programming, and they're really coming up for you to notice right now. You're starting to be able to notice your unconscious programming. And it might help you to think about how this has come from past lives, because you might have these pressures that you put on yourself. It's like, I have to adhere to this strict moral code, or I have to adhere to this strict way of living. Like I have to clean my bathroom once a week. I have to wash the towels this often. Like I have to like do these little rituals because that is how it is proper to be done. I have to think in this certain way. There's so many different ways this could be playing out for you, but essentially there is some type of thought pattern, some type of behavior, some type of limitations you've been putting on yourself, and those have been coming, like bleeding through from other lives where you were in a more rigid social construct, and you're essentially inside of your own mind, you've internalized though now, and inside of your own mind, you've been playing out those social expectations that are not relevant for you anymore. So you're really freeing yourself from that. And you free yourself from that by dancing with joy, right? By tuning into joy. And it's actually like these past lives really did a number on your root chakra. I feel like many of you, I mean, this could go both ways, right? Maybe in a past life you were really, 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 really poor, and that was damaging to your root chakra. But I actually think for a lot of you, you're actually tuning into past lives where you were better off. Maybe you had inherited money, right? Like old money, inherited money, and your family essentially used money to control you, right? And it was like if you did not behave properly, you'd be cut out of the will, cut out of the inheritance, stuff like that. And so that has like been distorting your relationship with money. And past lives where, there were very specific rules around your sexual behavior, or just like your like courtship behavior, like arranged marriages where essentially you were not free to, like maybe you weren't free to love who you love. Maybe you weren't free to have sex with who you wanted to have sex with. Maybe there were way too many like expectations and rules around relationships and sexuality and all of that, right? All of that sacral chakra stuff. And you're like, that has still been holding you back. So to get out of this, right? To get out of this is tuning into joy, right? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel good on the level of your body, right? What makes you feel good on the level of your body? We got the Emperor coming out. I got this stupid glare here. I'm gonna just put this there. That is massive root chakra energy with the Emperor, because the Emperor feels completely safe, completely sovereign to live on Earth. Eight of Wands. Things are shifting very, very fast. Six of Swords. So another card of shifting. Knight of Wands. This is really funny because because in pile number 2, I was talking about if you see cards of like the Emperor and the Knight of Wands, and things are starting to change for you. So you guys are already in that period where you started to change, right? Where things started to change. It's really funny. Maybe some of you watched number 2 and then came back a little bit later to watch number 3. Things have already shifted. Page of Swords, more exploration. Okay. The World is also at the bottom. Exploring the world. Guys, you are meant to feel excited and safe and secure, to explore the entire world, to feel like the world is in the palm of your hands, to dance with joy, to know that you are fully empowered, that you are the master of your own life, that no one dictates your life to you, that you can run headlong into your future without a plan, right? That you have the magic wand is in your hand. You have the magic sword, you have the magic wand. It is all on you to create what you desire. This is happening. Some kind of things are going to start shifting really fast. Knight of Wands and Eight of Wands, 2 of the fastest cards in the tarot. And it's going to be bringing changes with the Six of Swords. You're crossing the river, never to look back, never to go home again, never to go back. It's like the past is really fast, like quickly receding. I can feel it disappearing behind you. This stuff from the past lives, whatever this was inherited from past lives, it's quickly dissipating. You're leaving it behind. So I'm actually going to reject that card from the reading, because whatever is from the past, it is now really it's becoming the distant shore, right? It's becoming the distant shore. It is becoming a thing of the past. Explore the new world, right? Explore your new world. There's a feeling here of things could feel a little overwhelming and scary and strange for a minute. For a minute. You might encounter something where you go, oh, that was a little weird. Should I go back? Should I go back? Should I go small? Should I stay safe? No. No. Whatever is weird, whatever makes you go, I'm not too sure about that. Did I bite off more than I can chew? I don't know how to handle this new challenge. Anything like that? Just know that that is just part of the process of this leveling up. That is just part of something you're going to get used to, something you're going to learn to deal with in your new reality. It's like you get a new job and oh my God, there's this thing you have to do, and maybe at first it's really stressful and you don't know how to do it, and you're going to have to learn how to do it. Maybe it involves doing math and maybe you're not good at math, or maybe it involves a lot of writing and you don't like to write, and maybe you feel like you don't write well enough and you don't know if you're going to be able to do it. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. You're going to be able to either make that problem go away in some way or another. Maybe you're going to find that you don't really need to do it. Maybe you can find a way to outsource it. Or maybe you're just going to get really good at it. Maybe it's going to be stressful for a couple of weeks, but you're going to figure it out. It's like you're going to get your sea legs here. You're going to find how to be balanced. And you're going to be able to figure out, to realize that these challenges, these problems, they were overwhelming to the past version of you. They're not overwhelming to the new version of you. The new version of you can identify them as a challenge, as a thing that is less than ideal, but it's not a deal breaker, right? It's just a thing you're going to be dealing with. And that's why I keep saying it's funny. We have this card sitting here of dance with joy, right? But there's this feeling of kind of chaos, of kind of overwhelm shifting around you. And that's why the message is come back to joy. Come back to joy. Come back to joy. No matter how often you feel uncertain, overwhelmed, a little bit confused, maybe a little bit rushed, or wow, this is happening really fast. Whether it's just a spiritual up-leveling that you're experiencing inside of yourself, or if this is your life really changing really fast, right? Your physical human life really changing really fast. Come back to joy. Come back to joy. Just keep resetting back to joy. And this is kind of put yourself in tunnel vision mode. Put the blinders on. Don't worry about all of the chaos that's happening around you. Get really centered, really centered, really focused on what you can do right now. On what you can do right now, on what you know how to do, on what you know you're good at. Let everything else fade away, right? If you're worried about what other people are thinking about you, let that fade away. If you're worried about how you're going to solve this problem, well, just focus on whatever you can do for it right now. And if there's nothing more you can do about it right now, then let that fade away and come back to dancing with joy. And I would actually say with this message, this is like, for those of you who are sitting there going, well, I don't know how to come back to joy. I don't know how to like get back centered in that. I keep getting distracted. This is in and of itself the initiation. It's like your life is leveling up and you're moving into this new reality where there is more joy accessible to you, and that is a large part has to do with the fact that you have healed and leveled up your root chakra and your sacral chakra. But there's going to be this balancing period where things will you could get thrown off, you could get distracted, right? But it's like, just keep getting back on the wagon, just keep getting back on the wagon, just keep getting back on the joy wagon. So some of you, this could be, find some kind of practice that helps you with that. And by practice, I mean, yes, that could be any type of very specific spiritual practice, or it could be turn on your favorite song and dance around the kitchen in your underwear, right? Like, just do something that makes that always brings you back to joy, right? Sit there and pet your cat, go outside and like run through a pile of leaves, throw snowballs, go hit the beach, whatever time of year it is for you, right? Do the thing that brings you joy and really prioritize that, because you guys, especially with this Emperor and this Knight of Wands in this world, some of you are going to be facing like the challenges of leveling up. You know, for some of you, this is getting married, or some of you, this is getting a new job, or you're getting a promotion. Some of you, this is getting a, like, I completely just lost my train of thought. Starting your own business, or suddenly I'm getting really choked up all of a sudden. This is very strange. This is very strange. So there's a lot of emotions rolling around here. For some of you, this is a big change in your personal life, or just a really massive like spiritual awakening, like another level of awakening where you're sitting there going, I've already had so many spiritual awakenings, and yet here's this another level. And sometimes a spiritual awakening can come with some type of you can sometimes feel like you have received a deeper level of responsibility, or more gifts, like spiritual gifts are coming online and you're not quite sure how to deal with it. Maybe you're seeing things and you don't know how to unsee them. Maybe you're overwhelmed with psychic impressions and you don't know how to filter all of that. So however this is playing out for you, it's like there's this new leveling up, and there's the challenges that come with leveling up. So there can be this thing of overwhelm, but it's like, don't let all of that distract you, because all of that is actually the periphery. So whatever you think is the big leveling up, right? The relationship, the job, the new car, the new house, the new spiritual gifts, all of that is actually ancillary. So don't actually get too focused on all of that. Of course, love it, live it, be proud of it. All of that, it is fantastic and it is amazing. But the most important thing for you to actually put your awareness on and to focus on coming back, always putting your awareness back onto it, is to dance with joy, right? To dance with joy, to how do you feel, right? How do you feel? Because that's what this is really all about. Your up leveling is not meant to make you more stressed or overwhelmed. And if it is making you more stressed and overwhelmed, then that needs to be worked through so that it's not making you feel stressed and overwhelmed, right? So I'm going to read you this card. But I can feel myself continually getting distracted. Come back to joy. Come back to joy. That is the one big message for this reading. So, you are not alone, beautiful soul, although you have felt alone so many times. When this card comes to you, seeker, you know that there will soon be others who will join you, and together there will be festivities and creations, rituals that are joyous, and a sense of no longer being alone in a world where you once felt disowned. You move, and as you move, the world notices you. Your energy draws others closer to you, and they join you, attracted by the energy you radiate, and as you dance the truth of your existence. It is no one else's dance, and there are no laws to it except that every step is part of a story, and you are sharing with others, finally, more of who you are. There will be times when you are celebrated, when people remember what is important to you, when gifts are offered, and when friendship's hand is extended towards you. These are all coming towards you now, and all you need to do is allow yourself to finally be who you are amongst others. In this way, the people of your own soul tribe can find you, for they too have taken refuge in the forest of the Kitsune, and they are delighted that you too thought to hide there. And within the honesty of revealing your soul's truth, others can know us, and what was once too raw to share becomes simply the most beautiful vulnerability. the truthful, simple kind, without drama, that allows others to see their kinship to you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there, sending you so much love and light. Bye.